Hey guys, how you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Robin here, and it is Sunday morning. It's 2:11 a.m. It's Sunday, January 21st, and I wanna talk to you guys about something, and I want to talk to you guys about it. Um, Now there's some question on cultural conspiracies, and I want to talk about something of that that's part of the cultural conspiracy, and I want to kind of like this here. I want to kind of eliminate the light. No, it's too much light. So I want to like this. Um, One of the cultural conspiracy is the prison industrial complex and gangster rap. Gangster rap was pretty big in the 90s. It was like really big in the 90s. I remember um, in high school, about eighth grade into my freshman and sophomore year, gangster rap started to get really big, and and it was ultra rare seeing a gangster rapper in the White House. And it's like, here, kind of let me cover the light up a little bit. It's too bright. Too bright. There we go. Let me use this here. And it got pretty big, it got pretty big in the 90s, and I had a lot of friends, a lot of black friends that were heavily into Public Enemy and NWA and Tone Loc and Biz Markie back in the day. Um, and it was true. It was very rare to see a gangster rapper like Eazy-E in the White House because it was like um, really rare. I mean, really rare. But there was something that was going down big time, and the conspiracy theory started to fly off the shelf. It started to hit the fan. When you look at rappers like Old Dirty Bastard and Tupac and Eazy-E and Biggie, all of a sudden die, and then he had Mac Dre die too. It's like these iconic rappers of the day die, and then you have the next generation of rappers that had the ground paved way for them, paved the way for their upcoming careers and shit. Like uh, Ja Rule, Ludacris, and Eminem, and then you got the new generation like XXXTentacion, who died last year. Just 21, just 21 years old, man. 21 years old, just about to be a dad, man. He was this generation's Tupac. He was, and then you had another rapper that died this year, and I mean, it's like, why do rappers all of a sudden die? And I mean, the good ones, like the ones that came out. Um, and here you have the prison industrial complex and gangster rap, a big connection. And he had businesses making money off it. You have judges getting a kickback after when they send a youth to YA. You know, then you have banks getting involved in the action and shit. You know, and the record labels that really got into the fun. I mean, you had P Diddy, which is Puff Daddy Combs, and then he had Suge Knight and Death Row. I mean, you had hip hop artists, rappers, in serving a 6 to 10 year sentence for a weapons charge, drug charge, murder charge, all this other shit. And the prison industrial complex is making money off of gangster rap. And it put guys like Suge Knight behind bars. I mean, he had his hand in the cookie jar all the way up to the elbow and shit, you know. There was a lot of shit that went down. You know, there was whatever started the East Coast West Coast rivalry that costed the lives of two iconic legends of hip hop, of rap. I mean, it dealt with violence, dealt with sex and violence, sex, criminality, you know, other shit like that. And in the early '90s, it was about the hood. How many people got shot in the hood? And it got worse and worse and worse year after year after year after year. And right around '93, you got Snoop Dogg, who was looking at a 25 years to life for a murder charge. He got off. And 25 years later, he could have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now. Because he was, in his early 20s, 93? Then he's almost, 50 now? Almost 50 and shit? Almost 50? And there's a lot of rappers since 1993 that have served prison time and or got murdered. And you have some very very smart, brilliant, very educated rappers like Tupac and Biggie and ODB. And that died. That saw through the bullshit. But you also have some rappers that kind of took a hiatus away from the business because, like DMX. DMX, he's lucky to be alive. Okay, DMX is lucky to be alive. Okay, and they've been giving him shit since he became awakened. or been awake, seeing through the bullshit. He's been in jail multiple times because of what he said on national television. Because of that, they started to fuck with him. Okay, like a black comedian. Okay, Cat Williams. The industry started to fuck with Cat Williams. Okay. Cat Williams at one of his shows said he was invited to his party. And inside this party, there are multiple parties in each room. And he also took into this one room where two black guys were kissing. Now, if you all know about Lil Wayne and another rapper kissing and shit, and they started to do this gay thing in hip hop, They mentioned the gay mafia and shit, And I've been a big fan of old school hip hop of the '80s. I'm saying LL Cool J, Cool Mo D, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, and the Grandmaster Flash and the Magnificent Seven. The first time I ever heard a rap album or song was Rapper's Delight. That was in the '70s, but I heard it from a mixtape back in the day. I was about what 6, 7, 8 years old at the time, and just hearing that it came out during the disco era, and it was a time that rap wasn't. It wasn't violence. It was kind of. It was. There was a song that Grandmaster Flash and the Magnificent Seven. Did. It's called the Message. And if you listen to that song, there's a message. Now, this was the time that Ice-T had long hair and jerry curls and shit like that. Before I started to pull it back in the ponytail and started to become an actor. He was in Colors. No. He did the soundtrack to Colors. He was in with Denzel Washington, New Jack City. It was him, Wesley Snipes, and Judd. He's a white actor that was in the British Club back in the '80s, and he was part of the Brat Pack. See how much I remember this shit here. It's kind of weird, but I've been there. But there's a connection between hip hop of the early to mid '90s and the prison industrial complex. It's like the school to prison pipeline. Okay. They're trying to get kids. They're trying to brainwash kids to that the parents want their children to graduate. They want them to succeed, but in a way, society was fucked up, tweaked, brainwashed to where law enforcement has to wedge their fat ass in and take good kids, throw them in YA. Then down the line, when they hit 18, they're in prison because they want to incarcerate more people. Now, what we need to do is cut the rope of the school to prison pipeline. We need to clog that motherfucker, and we need to sever the connection between the rap and hip hop and the prison and the prison and we need to sever the connection between rap and the prison industrial complex. We need to clog the pipeline of the school to prison pipeline, clog that hole, and we need to sever the connection between rap and the prison industrial complex. It's getting very bad. Private prisons is getting funded by the industry, and it is fucking bad. It is literally fucking bad, and it needs to be severed. As long as you got the military industrial complex in charge, that connection between the prison industrial complex and the industry ain't gonna sever. Because now there's a reform. Now there's a prison reform where there's a change. And a good change, too. It's a good change. That people are coming out. What we need to do is put the stupid motherfuckers in prison. I'm saying Gitmo kind of prison. Because what's happening now is you got Jeffrey Epstein, who's in jail and was denied bail. Now, what's happening here is he's being offered a 5-year prison sentence if he names names. Now, I hope that the 5-year deal is pulled with a life sentence if he names names. Because 5-year sentence, be out in 2.5 years to 3. That's bullshit. That's even as worse as the 15-month sentence he got. That's still a slap on the wrist. What needs to happen is it needs to go from a slap on the wrist to the whole entire fat ass book on top of the guy. Fuck him. Because what he did to those girls, the guy needs to suffer like they did. This guy needs to know what it's like to be treated like them. The way he treated them. And he's afraid. A person like Jeffrey Epstein is afraid of prison. Because he knows. The inmates in prison, if you molested a child or hurt a woman physically or sexually, they will hurt you badly. They will either hurt you badly or kill you. Because either way, you're fucked. And it's bad. For them, of course. Pedophiles. They're a constant target because they hurt kids. If you hurt a child, see, pedophiles are afraid of going to prison because they know exactly what happens to them. So that. And it's a fact. It's a fact. It is a very insane world. It's a really insane world. It's really insane, very insane, and there are crazy people. There are insane people and shit. Absolutely insane people. It's just that their excuses. Well, I must be my brain must have been wired wrong. excuse. But the industry has been screwing up a lot of people, whether you're in the music business, comedy, TV, or movies. It'll fuck you up. Even for a child actor or a child in the music industry, it will fuck you up mentally. Um, if you look at the show Two Corys with Corey Feldman and the late Corey Haim, in my best opinion on this one, I think the show was put together to make Corey Haim look bad. I think Corey Feldman put it together, him and his wife put it together to really make the late Corey Haim look bad. Corey Haim is a very good actor. He loved his fans. His fans loved him because he was a good actor. Great actor. He was in Lucas. He was in Lost Boys. He was in Silver Bullet with Gary Busey. And he was in a couple other movies in the late 80s. And he was also in License to Drive with Corey Feldman and shit. That was when right around 88, 89 is when the Corys were getting big. And things started to really change for Corey Haim down the line. And he took a hiatus for a while. He was heavily into drugs and stuff like that. But he got help. And it was good to see him. Good to see him alive and everything else. And I think what made it worse was that show, Two Corys. I think that show really, really messed him up because of the pressure that the cast was putting him on, And I think that Corey Feldman and his wife really, really fucking done it. And even though he was clean and sober, the guy was clean and sober. And Haim and Feldman haven't seen each other in years. Corey Haim was clean as a whistle. He was clean. He was only taking medication to deal with his issues that he had. He was prescribing from a doctor, doing well. And if you go onto YouTube and type up the Haim and Feldman controversy of the Two Corys of the show, and you would learn about how, Corey Feldman was jealous of Corey Haim, really jealous. And even though Corey Feldman was a child actor since age 4, 3 or 4, he was still jealous of Corey Haim, still jealous. And I think he did all this shit for publicity because he talked about naming names and shit, naming names. Did he name names? No, he didn't. And there's a lot of shit, a lot of crap. I mean, I have no respect for Corey Feldman. No respect for the guy. Because he himself, he fucked up his own career. And his career, he fucked up his own career. Yeah, he's a good actor, but he fucked up. He fucked up. And a lot of people went on to YouTube and really destroying the guy because of what he did. Um, he was asking for $10 million to do a documentary about exposing pedophilia in Hollywood. And a lot of people started to question that. Why do you need $10 million? He hasn't paid the bus driver that was driving his tour bus. He hasn't paid anybody. That wasn't a band that he started. And he started to really treat people bad. He had either a house or an apartment that the floors were covered with dog shit and stuff, and the floors of the bus was covered in dog shit and piss and shit, and got real bad. And he made people sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, because his fear is that his biggest fear, people would talk and make him look bad. Big fucking deal. Big fucking deal. And he was on the Today Show a few years ago, where he had his band was Chicks, and did he sing okay? No. I think he needs to really rethink, because he hasn't been in a movie or on television in years, since the two quarters and shit. His wife left his ass, and he had things going for him. He became a dad. He became a dad, and what he needs to do is get his shit together. What needs to be done is get your shit together. Stop this crap. If you want to have a career and get back on and the acting, you gotta get your shit together. Before Corey Haim died, he had his shit together. He was doing well, and he was told about Lost Boys 2. And none of the original cast of the first movie was in there. Like Jason Patrick or the people that were in the film, the original cast and shit. So it was like just only him. The from their first film. And he told Corey Haim about the sequel, and did not. He wasn't told that he was going to be in it, but he said he was. But they it was pretty sad, pretty sad, and it would have been pretty cool to see Corey Haim in the sequel of Lost Boys, and I think it would have been a pretty good Um, I think Jason Patrick would have played reprised his role. I mean, shit, you know. I mean, they could have gone back and reprised their role as characters, but you know, it's. They also did a third film, a second sequel, which went to DVD. Corey Feldman was in that one too, but it didn't go as it wasn't good as the first film. The two sequels were straight to DVD, pretty much. But the first film was a cult classic. It's a cult classic. Like Dark Shadows from back in the day. But I think that if you made your supposed friend look bad on the second season of the two Coreys, man, that's like really, really, really fucked up because Corey Feldman made Corey Haim look bad, man. Shit, and not just that. Corey Feldman's wife admitted after leaving him, she apologized to Corey Haim's mom and said, "Look, really, 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 really fucked up." So, alright, guys, I gotta get some sleep here. So, I wanna thank you guys for watching. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and please share this video. And don't forget to hit the bell for notification. And if you get this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan, knowledge is free. And if you ain't down with that, we got 3 words for you. Go fuck yourself. Peace out. I'm Revan. You're not. Well, peace out. I'm Revan. You're not. Fuck you. I'm out.